Hello everyone. So over here we're just gonna be looking at Unreal Engine 4 a little bit. I'm gonna start by showing you what you can do with this very easily. Bear in mind I don't know much about Unreal Engine 4 myself. I did this all myself, but I was just following a video series and just to learn how to use the software, and I'll link the video series in the description because it was actually really good. Taught me a lot, and I'm very grateful to the video creator who taught me so much. uh, it's relatively easy to learn many different things on this engine, Unreal Engine 4. So I'm just gonna show you all the things I did myself over here, and these are things you can replicate within 15-20 minutes. It doesn't take long if you already know how to do it, that is, but learning how to do it could take a while, of course. So after I show you what I did here, I'm gonna go ahead and open another level basically and start from scratch and show you how I did it so that you could learn it very quickly as well. So here we are, and this is what I did. Of course, this guy, you see him? I didn't make him myself. This came automatically from the engine itself. But everything else you see here, the lights, the skylight, the different colors of the floor, the ceiling, the walls, the pillars, all that I created myself, including the windows, of course. And then we come here, we see a little stairs over here. I think it was 16 steps. Some more pillars, the table and chair with a little statue in, oops, sorry about that. Okay, and over here we even see a button that turns green and goes down when you click it, which is great, yeah, so that's basically what I did. I didn't do anything else. I forgot to show you can also jump with the character. We will be looking to fix how wobbly it seems, and if you fall out, you just basically keep falling and falling. It never ends. So let's get back here. So I'm just gonna start with opening a new level. So opening a new level, you know what, forget that, we're gonna start from scratch. This is the launcher. I just clicked this to open the launcher, and once the launcher opens, you can then click here and it'll start showing you all the different projects you've already been working on. I have 4 myself, which we're just waiting for the loading time. Oh, the 5th one I just opened to show you guys. So 1, 2, 3, 4, these are the projects where I actually did something on them. This is something that I just opened now before recording the video just to show you guys. So what you do basically is you come here to new project and you click on whichever template you want, and I personally like third-person games quite a lot, so that's the one I picked. And after that you have to pick which type of game you'd like to produce, once for desktop or console or mobile and tablet. You pick the quality, and lastly you pick whether it has starter content or no starter content. Now I say, in my opinion, always pick starter content because it's really great to have that. It's very useful. It's basically a bunch of different items you can use within your game that's given to you for free by Unreal Engine 4, which is very generous of them. Then you pick, of course, where you want to save the file or the project, and you name it. But we're not going to produce a new one because I already did before starting the recording, and this is it here. So we're going to go ahead and open it. Unfortunately, they do take some time to open. It does depend on the speed of your computer, of course. So we're just waiting on it, but we're almost there. It's faster than I thought, actually, this time at least. So I didn't touch it. This is how it was right from the beginning. You've got this guy, you've got stairs, and you can jump, and you've got the animations, and even the controls. It's already built in. Jump is spacebar, WASD to move, mouse to move the camera, Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna come here and open a new level. Sorry, new level, yeah. And when we do that, it's gonna ask us where do we want to save it. And I'm gonna create a new folder, just like that. This is your content browser here. You just basically browse all the items you have in the game, in the engine. This is all the starter content. Basically, all of these things are given to you for free by the engine. So we're gonna start by putting a new folder. Oh, we don't want that. We're gonna delete that. Let's delete. We're gonna put one here, add a new folder, and we're gonna say my content. Okay, perfect. So we got a new folder, and that's where we're gonna put the level. So file, new level, and we're gonna go with this one. Okay. So as you can see, it can move around, and it has many different ways of moving around. What you could do is you can press the right mouse button and you use WASD to move. See? Front, back, left, right. You can also press Q to go down and E to go up. You can move the mouse to look around from your spot. You can, this is done with the left mouse button, what I'm doing right now. And I'm just moving my mouse in the directions you see the camera moving. And there's other ways to do it, but for me, just WASD with Q and E is the best way for me. So, how did I do what you saw me do? What you saw me build? So we're gonna go to starter content, right? We're gonna go to architecture, and you'll see a lot of different options. Go ahead and click on, let's go with wall 400 to 300. These are the dimensions, how big it is. So 400 on the X axis, 300 on the Y. So we're going to take the wall, and all you do is you drag it in. That's it. Very simple. So we have a wall. We're going to try and create a little house, basically. So what are we going to do? Well, watch this. You click Alt, you hold Alt, and you press which button you want to move it in, and you just made yourself a copy. Another way you can make a copy is Control and W. You see? A third copy. We don't need this, of course. We're going to delete that. And we're going to delete that. So basically, you can move it around using these arrows along the different axes, as you can see. And this one is up and down. Another handy tip is, I want to put it on the ground here. It's up here. Well, I'm going down. Oh, it's too far. Now it's too high. This can be a little difficult. So what you can do is click on what you're trying to move down all the way to the ground, and you press down. Yeah, you press end, the end key, and it'll automatically snap to the ground, to the next thing that's under it, which in this case would be this. And then you press Alt to get a second copy, just like that. Very easy. And you have another thing. Besides the movement along the different axi, you can rotate it. That is done by pressing E. So if you press W, it's this sort of movement. If you press E, it's rotation. So red will rotate this way, and green this way, and what we want in this case is the blue. So we're going to rotate it this way, and there you go. Just move it a little bit closer. I think that's good. Or do we want it like this? I think, yep, this is better. This is better. I decided it's better. I like it. Of course, your game already started with the sun, with clouds, which is great. So what we're going to do is we're going to create another one over here. Boom. Easy. This is so easy. And another one over here. Sometimes it's hard to figure out if it's at the right spot, and it is. Now we're going to copy one up Did I do it right? Yep. Okay. And this is going to simulate the roof. So we're going to go back to E and rotate it this way. Now, as you can see, it's a little too small. So what we could do, just like I said, we have W for movement this way along the x-side, E for rotation, and R to change the scale or the size in the different directions. So we want it to get bigger in this direction. So we're gonna do that. We use that. See, bigger, smaller. You just go this way for bigger and go this way for smaller. You can also click this to make it as big as you want on all directions simultaneously, or any two directions as well. As you can see, just there you go. Easy. Okay, now you can actually make it a bit more perfect if you want. I'm personally okay with this because this is just like to show you guys how to work with it and stuff. But if you want to make it perfect, what you could do is, you see there's a little bit, here is your Z, X, and Y. This is for your location, which would be W. So you can move it this way, the way I've been moving it throughout the video so far, or you can put numbers in, which will decide where everything is. So for example, this is at minus 300 on the x-axis. I'm gonna put it at, I don't know, minus 350, and you see it moved along the red axis this way. I'm gonna take it back to minus 300, back to normal. And you can do this with all directions. In the same way, you can also rotate it to the degree that you prefer. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the scaling, which would be R once again, just so you remember. So it's at 1.25 now. Should we try 1.3, or would that be too much? No, that's perfect actually. There you go. That was first try. It's not great here, so let's just move it a little to the back. We're gonna increase it a little bit. Let's say 5 more. That's good enough. That'll do, I think. I hope it's good enough for me. Just so you know how you can change everything that way. Anywho, so now we have a problem. We have a big problem. Yeah, we made a little house, but they're all just walls. Okay, well, nothing to worry too much about. So as you can see, we have a wall door here of the same size, 400, 300. So instead of deleting this wall and putting this in instead, what you could do is you just click on this, and then you click on whichever one you want. In this case, we want the door, and you come here and boom, easy, you have a door. And I'm gonna show you another way to do that on the other side with a window. So here's your window. We want 400 by 300. So instead of clicking this space, what you could do is you could drag and drop, and now we have a window here. As you can see, it is not a door, it's a window. Okay, so we could just move this thing here. Okay, so this is just basically where your player starts, and it was given to us automatically when we created this default map. You could choose to create a map with nothing at all, but you might as well start with this. It makes things much easier. So we start here, and here we have our little house, a little window. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. And so how did I get from something so small to what I showed you in the other one? Well, let's just delete all this and basically start over. I'm gonna show you how. So you know what I did was much bigger than this. So we're gonna take this and create another copy with holding Alt and an arrow. There we go, easy. And we're gonna create a third copy. Okay, so now what you could do is you click this and then you start holding the shift key and you click both. That way you have all three of them selected. you hold Alt, that's right, you guessed it, and we've copied it very, very easily, very easily. And we're gonna create another one and rotate it. Boom, 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 boom. You can see the number, so it's relatively easy to click at to stop at which degree you want. You want it 90, you want it 180. You can see the number. So we're gonna go down to 90. Okay. Let's move it to the right spot. So there we go. That's perfection. And we're gonna go ahead and create another copy. Now don't worry that this is not in the right place. We can move them all together with the shift key once again. So you click on this, hold shift key, and you've got both of them with you. So all three are moved all together. Is that in the right place? Okay, easy. And now we're gonna hold Alt again, hold Shift again to do it on the other side. Hold Alt and move. Very simple stuff. Now we're gonna want a roof as well. So what we're gonna do is should we use this? This looks better, I think. We could use this as well by holding Alt and moving it up. Now you have to, if that's what you want to do. I'm gonna go ahead and use this though, because I think it looks much better. So, well, we have a little issue. The size. Now, like I said, we can always just, move RR. Sorry, what am I saying? Hang on, I need to concentrate that. Using R to change the scale. So R, here we have the scale again. And basically it said 400 by 400, right? And we know that from here to here is 400. And here would be 800, and here is 1200. So on the x-axis side, we do 1200. Oh no, what have I done? That was close. Oh no, I did do it after all. That was the wrong move from me. So let's do 3. 3, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that should be the right size, and then you just basically move it. So you press W. Another useful tip, you see how it's gonna get off camera if I keep moving? What you could do is you can hold Shift key and move it, so your camera will move along with the object, which is really, really great. Now, we know once again it's 400, 400, 400, and this is already 400, the roof. So we're gonna do 3 on the y-axis this time, and boom, you're perfect to go. So we're gonna go ahead and delete this. Beautiful. Actually, let's not. So if you make a mistake, you can press Control Z and it's back, which is really, really nice. So we're gonna move it here, basically, just so our player actually has somewhere to stand on. Now I know we didn't really talk about all of this. The modes, on the right we've got the world outliner, the details here. We didn't talk much about that. We just talked a little bit about the content browser, and we will talk a lot more about the content browser. And we talked about this place here that you see. This is called a viewport. So this is the content browser where you browse all the content you have, and here is your viewport. So we're going to talk about everything later on in the future. Oh, this isn't perfect, so we're going to move this a little bit. I think that's good enough. That'll do, because once you're inside, you're not going to... Oh no. Okay. That's good enough. That's good enough. And how is... This is fine. This is exactly what I wanted, because I'm going to go ahead and create another one of these to turn into my floor. Okay, that's fine. That's all very nice and very good. Okay, so here, like we did before, we're gonna want a door instead. So switch it out. Done. Easy. And over here, let's have a little window. How's that sound? That sounds good to me. And maybe another one on this side as well. I'm not exactly an artist, so I'm not really that creative. So we're gonna press play and we're gonna go inside our new little house. And it's really dark. It looks nice, but it's really dark. So what you could do is you can come here. You see basic lights, etc. We're gonna go ahead and click on lights, and there you go. You've got a light. Now we're gonna move it possibly to the middle here. We're gonna move it upwards. Now just to show you how cool this thing is, you can change the intensity from here so easily. Look at that. That is at 100,000. You can remove it all the way down to 5,000 approximately, which is what it was by default. You see this yellow arrow? This, if you change anything, you just click this to get back to default. And you can also bring it down all the way to 1. I'm interested to see how this looks. Yeah. Okay, so let's tone it down to 3,000. What have I done? 3,000. There we go. It makes everything look very bright. I like this. And you see how it looks different on this wall compared to this and this, etc. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. This one, for some reason, is so smooth, and frankly, it's not supposed to. There should be something wrong there, just like these walls, and this one as well, to a smaller extent. But you know, if you don't have a problem, that's a good thing, right? Anywho, another cool thing is you can go light color, and you can basically pick whichever color you want. We're gonna go with a little. Oh, that's no, I don't like that. Should we just stick back to the normal color then? This is alright, but if we're gonna go with this, we're gonna have to reduce the intensity, in my opinion. 2,000. Okay. And then you've got the attenuation radius. This is basically how big or how largely, how do I explain it? The amount of space that the light affects. So we're gonna go to 500. What did I do? 500. And you can see the blue lines, which is basically the sphere of light, that the sphere of space that the light will reach. You can see it doesn't reach the wall here. But if we take it a little bit up to, let's say 600, you can see it does reach. And here it says lightning needs to be rebuilt. Lighting. Why did I say lightning? So anytime you do anything with the lights, you're going to need to rebuild it, basically, with the exception of changing the mode of the light to movable, or also known as dynamic. So static is stationary and dynamic. We're going to talk about them as well, don't you worry. We will be talking about them very, very quickly, very soon, I mean. So we're going to change it to dynamic, and we're not going to need to rebuild the lights anymore. It still says we need to, but don't worry about that. So here we go. Wow, this is not bright at all. Okay, we're gonna go back to white, I think. Just turn it back to default. Turn this back to default. How's this look? I think we need to increase the intensity a bit more. And turn this back to default. Now how does it look? Okay, a lot better. A lot better. I like this. So, we've got a door, we've got a window, roof, ceiling. Okay, this is all great. So now what? I had a second room out there, didn't I? Let's move this back in there. Is that in? Yep. Okay, that's fine. So what did I do? Well, firstly, you have to be as organized as possible. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna organize all our items here. But actually, before that, let me tell you about the lightning. What? Mate. Okay, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Okay. I have no idea what happened there, but we'll get back to that. So you saw the problem that I got. Sorry about all this movement with here, for example. How here you have a line where the light is less here compared to here. Now why is that? That is basically because the game, the engine, is finding difficulty figuring out where this, basically it's seeing them as two different objects. That's the right way to say it. It's seeing them as different objects, and hence it will be done differently, the light on each one. So what we're going to want to do is, instead of having the light recognize that this is a different object from this, and this was a big issue when Unreal Engine first published. So what we're going to do is we're going to click all three of them, and we're actually going to go ahead and merge the actors. So you just right click on anywhere on the items, and you see here merge actors. So we're just going to go ahead with everything on default and merge the actors. So now basically you created a new item, and we're going to call it SM merged wall 1200 by 300. Oops, sorry. SM means static mesh. We're going to talk about what that is later on as well. So this is what we're going to name it. Now we have to find out where we're going to put it. So what are we going to do? We're going to go here, and we're going to create a new folder, and we're going to call it SM for static meshes. And there we go, and save. So now we have a wall. I think I should have named it something different actually, with window, cause underscore window. Okay, that's good enough. So as you can see, we're gonna just go ahead and delete these two. We're gonna replace this with this, and we're gonna have to move it around a little bit, which is fine. It's not that big a deal. It's a little dark in here. See, you see how dark it was? Okay, now it's fine. Next time it happens, we're gonna do something to fix it. I'm gonna show you how to work despite that. Okay, so you see here, it's completely continuous, which is great. Here, for some reason, it already is, and I have no idea why, but that's fine. And we're gonna, you know what, since we made one, we might as well delete you as well. And we're gonna just, it happened. Okay, so basically when it gets so dark in here on the inside, what you could do is you go to lit and you go to unlit. This is just these are all just different ways to look at what you're doing differently. So here it took away all the darkness. So we're just, as I told you before, just alt and boom, there we go. And we're gonna use shift to move it. Unfortunately, we can't see where it, okay, there we go. Shift, so you hold shift so you can move along with it. Okay, great. So we're gonna do the same thing over here. We're gonna merge the actors over here as well, and merge actors. Merge actors once again. We're gonna go to my content, static mesh, 1200. It's very important to always remain as organized as possible. Door. Okay, brilliant. So we're gonna close that. We're gonna delete these. Delete. And we're gonna put this door here. Actually, let's press Control 0. Control Z and delete this, and replace this with this. Okay. Boom. Now we don't even have to rotate. We just move it along. And we're good. We're done. And last but not least, we're gonna have to, just in case, sorry about that. We're gonna have to go ahead and do the same thing with these three walls. So we're gonna merge actors very quickly. Merge actors, content, static mesh, 1200. 1200, and this is just the wall, so I'm gonna leave it as is and close this. Delete, replace the wall. There we go. Move it along, and we're good. We're solid. Now we also have the floor and the ceiling. So I'm gonna show you something really nice if you're the type that really likes to be very organized. So you can actually move all of these any way you like. See that? Any way you like. And over here as well. Great. So that's what you can do. And another really cool thing that you could do is you can actually just flat out remove it off completely and put it anywhere else. Of course, the details was up till here, from here till here. Since all this space was empty, it just got bigger and stayed there. So you could do this, you could move it here, you can move it anywhere you want. In fact, let me just show you something really nice. You can just leave it on its own. So if you have like 2 monitors, here we go, it's on my second monitor now. It's not even there. And just to prove it, I'm gonna floor, wall, there we go. The player start, I can click whichever one I want. So we're gonna take it back there because I personally really like the way it's laid out here. So we're gonna create a new folder here just to organize everything. We're gonna call this room 1 because we're gonna have more than one room. So we're gonna press shift and hold shift and click on all of these and move them to room 1. Nice. In addition to that, we're gonna, we don't need you anymore, do we? See, that's why we should always be organized. So let's go back to lit mode for now. Okay. Another way you can do it is you click on this, you hold shift and you click on this, so you've selected them both, and you can actually name all of the items here as well. So we're gonna, this is the ceiling, so we're gonna call it the roof or the ceiling. That's fine. Ceiling. Okay. And in you go. And you will be renamed floor. Okay. Of course, if you just press F2, you automatically get into this form so that you can start renaming it, or you can just double click it. But if you double click it immediately, you'll do this instead. It'll select it for you. So click it once, then click it again a second afterwards. Anywho, so let's just move this just to make sure we don't start falling if we ever press play. So he's inside, press play, everything is all good. Okay, I don't know why I keep saying bad sounds. We're gonna control Z, move it back. Okay. Now, reason why I'm not actually building the light again is because it does take a while, and I don't want to keep you guys waiting. I think the video is already long enough. I believe it is half an hour long approximately at this point, maybe 33 minutes, something like that. But I'm gonna tell you how to build it. So you just press this and it starts building. You know what, let's show you. So just press build and it'll build. Of course, I don't need to build anything but the lighting right now, as you can see here. So just to save myself time, I'm gonna click on this and build lighting only, and it's gonna go ahead and start. And it's not gonna take a while, but or maybe it will actually. I think it will, honestly, if I'm being honest. And I would personally love to have it build and still work on it, but of course that's not gonna be possible ever because it's working on this itself right now. So we're just gonna wait. As you can see, it didn't even start up yet completely, but while this is happening, I guess I can show you all of this. So here's your content browser, as I talked about before, and this button is actually a little bit important. You see how I have all this here, and then I have another square or rectangle over here to show me all my files in this format. Well, if I click it, it'll be like this, and I can go through. Is it done? Is it not done? It's done. Okay. And I can go through all my files this way, just whatever. But if I have this on, I personally like this a lot more. I can see all my files. I can get organized much better. Ignore that. So here we go. So just so you know, because I personally had a lot of trouble, because I must have done this accidentally and I needed that part back and I couldn't figure out how or why. There you go, that's how. So here we are. Oh, I did say damn it, never mind. Okay, I did say I wouldn't allow that to happen, but here it is, it happened. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna open room 1, which has all of this basically, and we're gonna, oh right, so if you press shift, it automatically selects all that is between what you selected. So that's for shift, but if you press just control, if you hold control, you can select ones that you don't want. So I left this one out. Of course, that's just for your information. I personally, right now, not personally, but right now, I want everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and select everything, and we're gonna go ahead and press Alt and copy a whole section. Now, doesn't that look great to you? Now, of course, we do have one problem, but before that, let's just make sure I move it right. So the problem is this right here, this wall. If I come here, you can see that there's my door, but this wall has been copied and it is now, sorry about this, and it is now here. So we're gonna go ahead and delete that so that we have our door. And we did not copy the light in there, so let's just go ahead and do that. Alt to make a second copy, and then shift hold, and there we go. I don't know why I moved there. We're gonna click on, you know what, first let's get organized once again. Let's get organized. So we're gonna make a new folder called room 2. Room 2, and here we're gonna select this and this, oops, and this, and that, and that, and we're gonna move all that to room 2. Okay, beautiful, easy, done. Just go back to room 2 actually. Where is it? Yeah. And we're gonna move it just a little bit more, just to make sure we're in the right place. Perfect. Let's press play. Check it out, and it doesn't feel like we're gonna fall. So that's great. That's beautiful. See a little bit of space here. Did I do it wrong? What's going on? Let's go back to unlit mode. Thank you. It does seem like there's some. Let's deselect everything. Yeah, okay, what about on the other side? Outside it's actually a little bit out, so we're gonna move it a little bit. Okay. Now I can actually do all this much faster. It's just that I'm also trying to explain everything at the same time, so I am getting a little bit distracted myself, to be honest. So here we have a door, here we have a door, there we don't have a door, but you know what? I don't want a door there. Instead, what I do want is another set of these. So what we're gonna do is hold shift, 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 and shift, and shift on this as well. And what we're gonna do is basically have a second floor this time, which is what I did in the other one as well. And now we're gonna delete this, and see, here's the problem now. I didn't organize these yet, so I have to figure out where they are, not where they are, but I have to select them in this manner. but if they were in a folder, it would be much easier. Okay. So I'm gonna call this room 3. I'm gonna go ahead and call this room 3. Ooh, that's a big mistake. Okay, that's fine. We can select that. It doesn't take that long. So room 3. Did I click 2 accidentally? Wow, I can't talk. I can't type for some reason. Okay, that's fine. Shift, shift, shift. There we go. Shift, shift, and why do you deselect this if that ever happens to you? It can happen very commonly if you accidentally press anywhere else while holding shift. You'll end up selecting sky sphere as well. And there we go, we're done. We're going to talk about sky sphere another time in the future as well, of course. So here we have, let's just go back to lit mode. Thank you very much. Okay, so you see the space we left, that is the space that the floor of this floor of this floor, the ground part of this floor, you get me, I hope you get me. Okay, we'll find that. Left some space in, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna move everything from room 3. That's why it's important to get organized. Hold shift, click on everything, and move it all together. Have we fixed it? Yes, we have. Okay, so it's all nice and fixed, and we want stairs coming from here down there. We're gonna go ahead and delete this. Actually, rather than delete, we're gonna go to the starter content. Sorry, not starter content. We're gonna go to my content. Where's that? There it is. SM, and we're gonna put in wall instead of it. Easily done. Did I do it right here? No. Once again, for some reason, I keep messing that up. Also, if you press on anything, for example, let me press on this, and I'm here. If you press F for focus, boom, right there. You're focused on it. So we're gonna want a door to replace it. So door, and move it. Go back to unlit mode, and I think we're good. Good. Okay, done. And we're gonna save this. We're gonna go ahead and save this. So this is a new map. You remember at the start we said we're starting a new level, and we never actually saved it. So we're gonna save it here. And we're gonna call it level 1. You can name it whatever you want, of course. Level 1. Level 1. Okay, done. Easy. And I think that's fine. We'll go back to lit mode. Perhaps we'd like a window here, actually. Or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not. Yeah, that'll look weird. That'll look really weird. Actually, I don't like how we have windows here and here. So maybe we'll replace this with a wall as well. I was just making sure what just happened. That's fine. We rotate 90 degrees, and it's done. And we're gonna do the same thing here. Or should we? I don't know. You see, I'm not a very good artist, to be honest. Rotate 90 degrees, and done. That was very easy. And we're gonna want stairs as well. So let's see what we can use. So we're gonna go to starter content once again. I actually like to have these things closed. I don't know why they're open. It makes things much easier for me. Here as well. I'm gonna close all this. That's fine. Okay. And what we're gonna do, I forgot what we were doing. Starter content, architecture, we'll find, no, okay. We'll go back, and we're gonna look at shapes. Yeah, shapes. Do we have stairs here? Shape wedge, I don't know. Okay, so we found this here. This could work, but just in case, what about architecture? We already looked through there. There was something. Definitely there was something. Okay, let's look at how this looks. It's not even a stair. Props maybe. Stairs. There we go. Stairs. Okay, so we're gonna delete this. We're gonna put this in. Rotate 90 degrees because that's what we need in this specific situation. And press W so we can move it. Okay, now what I'm looking for is something entirely different. No. It's not gonna be in these things. It's not here for some reason. Materials is actually a really cool thing. We're gonna do that next, right after we're done with the stairs, and that will be basically the end. So, okay, let's try searching for it here. Nope. Okay, stairs. Huh. That's really strange. It's actually not here. What about you? Where are you from? Game, third person, meshes. Okay. So we can actually click it here, but I want to see. So it's here. That's what I've been looking for. I didn't realize it was there. Now, of course, this all depends on the size you want, and there is a way that you can change the size of everything. And we're going to talk about that in another video. But besides scaling, I mean, there is a very, very cool thing, and it'll be in the next video instead of this one. So we're going to delete you. We're going to go ahead and put you over there. So okay, 90. We want 90, don't we? Is that straight? Yeah. Yep. And we're going to move you. Press F to focus and move you. Okay, perfect. Press Shift, hold Shift, I should say. And that's good enough. Move it back. And now we're going to use scaling. So press R, and we just want it up a little bit. This is like that. Up a bit more. That was a bit too much, isn't it? Okay, so basically there is a grid, as you can see over here, these squares, and that's actually very handy to have. Now, basically when we have, let's go to the unlit mode. Basically when we have these grids, and we always have them first, we move by a certain space. As you can see here, you see how, okay, let's move a bit more. Okay, so I'm starting at this line. And you can see that they're moving per square. Well, what you can do is you can increase and decrease how much they move. So now you made the square smaller. 5. You can even make it 1, but I'm going to try 5 and see if that works for me. There we go, that's perfect. Okay, that's good enough. Now the stairs aren't perfect, but I'll show you how to make it perfect in the next video. So this is definitely good enough. So we're gonna press play, and there we go. Can we walk back? Or, yeah, it's fine. Okay, so we'll fix the stairs in the next video, but for now I'm gonna do one more thing for you guys. One more really, really cool thing. And that is, we're gonna basically look at what these things, the walls, the roof, the ceiling, what they're made of. And what I mean by that is basically right now it looks like this, right? but you saw that mine was basically some light colored wood here, something dark here, something even darker for the ceiling. I'm going to show you how to do that, and we're going to do it right now. So basically what you use is a material. Let's just click on this really quickly and go up. So here is a material, and you can see this is what it looks like, and this one looks like this, and this one will be the same. So when you click on a material, double click it just to open it, you get a whole new window, and it shows you how. I know it looks really simple right now, but it can be very, very complicated to make any material. This one specifically is very easy, and I'm going to show you how to create a very, very basic material just to get you started. But you can always just select one of the materials that the starter content already gave you right at the start when we selected it. So here we have something for the color, and it's plugged into base color, and then here we have roughness plugged into roughness. Now I didn't talk about it much, but I'm going to talk about it a bit more right now. So what we're going to do is go to my content, and here's your level 1 map, which should be in a folder, but we'll fix that later on. So we're going to create a new folder. Very important to always remain organized. We're going to go to materials. We're going to write down materials, and we're going to create a material. So, sorry, a material. Why was I here? No idea. So over here, you press new level to make a new level. Another way to do it is just pressing level over here. There's of course a lot of options. For anyone who didn't realize, I just right click here to open this list menu. So you click on material, and we're gonna call it, I don't know, floor? Wall. Let's start with the wall. Okay, so double click it, and you will see that we have nothing. There's nothing in there except for this one node that you can actually move around as you like. To move around this place, you have to right click and drag. That's how you move around. You can also of course zoom out and zoom in with the mouse wheel. So here we have the wall, and this is the main node, and you plug everything basically into this, and that's what makes it look like whatever you made it look like. Here we have details, and we'll look into it a bit more. Here we have what I would call the viewport again of the material you're making. So you can, this is basically just something that shows you an example of the material on whichever shape you pick. Let's go back to the sphere. Okay, let's go back to the cube. The cube is actually my favorite one, honestly. I'm just trying to find out a place where, there we go, light, so I can see. You know what, let's go back to the cube. Right now, since we have no material, it's much easier. So what can you do here? As you saw from the other one I showed you, there was something for the color and something for the roughness. So for the color, what you could do is, you know, if you write color here, that's not going to help you. That's not what we're looking for. Instead, you have to click on vector. Is it vector? Actually, I can't remember. Vector. Yeah, so you have constant 2, constant 3, constant 4. There's also constant 1. That's what you're looking for, at least right now. We're gonna go with constant 3. That's what you need for color. So you can drag it, or as you can see, there's a shortcut here, 3. Not all of them have shortcuts, but the most common ones do. So basically what happens is if you click 3 on your keyboard and then click inside, there you go. 2, 1, 1 again, there you go. So we don't need these, we only need the 3 ones. So once again, you hold 3, there you go. Now I had some trouble, maybe you guys won't. Basically, if you hold it too long, it still works, and some people think it doesn't. Reason why is because they've already selected this, and then they come here, they press 3, and they press. It's not gonna do it. It's not gonna do it because you just selected this, and then what you did, you deselected. So you have to do it again. You have to press again. So that's how it works. Another way you can do it is you right click, and it's basically just like this. You press vector, if I could just spell it right, and sorry, we used vector, yeah. So here we go, constant 2, 3, 4. But we're gonna stick with the shortcut because it's much easier, and you just double click here and you get all these options for the color. And let's just go with, I don't know, let's go with white. How's white sound? Maybe a light blue. That sounds really nice. And there we go. Okay, let's try that. So here you get a little preview, and you can actually minimize it if you want to save space, if you have a lot of different nodes. That's what these things are called. We're going to leave this on, the preview, and we can drag it from here to base color. And already we have a material that looks like this. Nice, I like that. Alright, maybe we want to make it a little bit bluer. How's this look? Okay, let's try that. I'm not an artist, it's gonna be horrible, I'm absolutely positive. Now for these things, metallic, specular, roughness, emissive, color, these things are a little bit different. You don't use 3 vector, you don't use this. Instead, what you use is 1. So you hold 1 and you do it. And basically what it is it's this thing here. That's what it is. Alright. Right? So that's how it is. Which you could do as well. Once again, just right click and there you go. Boom. Easy. Now, suppose you want another one. You press Control W and Control W. Now we have 2 and Control W. There we go. So we're gonna want just one for the roughness, and what you could do is you just plug it in to roughness, and you could do this, but it won't show anything because it's just one number. Here we have 3 different numbers. So we're gonna close that, and what you could do as well is name it. So we're gonna name it roughness. There we go. Did that work? Yep. Okay, see? Roughness, it says it right here, which is really, really handy. So, you know, say you stop working on your game, come back in 2 weeks, and you forget everything, what everything is. Here, it's just fine, because it's just these 2. But always name it. It's going to be much easier for you, because not many materials only use 2 things. Okay, so what roughness does is it just makes it a little bit more rough. So at 0, it has 0 roughness. And basically the values for these things are from 0 to 1, with the exception of emissive. Normal, we're going to talk about it in a little bit, but these 4 things, sorry, they're from 0 to 1. So at 0 they have 0 roughness, and at 1, there you go, it has a lot less roughness. So basically, like concrete, for example, I think concrete would be at 0.9 maybe. What am I doing? 0.9. Okay. Maybe like chalk. Okay, but you get the point. You get the point. So we're gonna go ahead and Control W, and we have another one that's also called roughness. We're gonna call it metallic because that's what it's gonna be for, and we're gonna put it 0. So we're gonna plug it into metallic. Gonna move this and move this, and by the way, what you could do, you can actually select as many as you want and just move them all around together. So just have some room, or you want to bring it closer. You want these 2 to come up here. There you go. So what do we do now? We've got metallic. Let's change the color and see what happens. So it's at 0. What happens if it, oh sorry, 1. There we go. Basically it makes it a bit more metal-like, but because we have 0.9 roughness, you're not really gonna see that much shine and reflection. So let's reduce that to maybe 0.3, see what happens, how they work together. You see that? You know what, let's show you metal on its own. Let's show you metal on its own. That's how it looks. You see how it shines? And if we bring it down to 0, let's see what happens. It's not quite as reflective, is it? Yeah, shines a lot. It does look, in my opinion, a lot nicer this way. But since we're making this for a wall, we're not gonna need it to be so high. Roughness. I prefer the capital. Has to be capital. You as well. Okay, so you're at 1. Let's go with point, I don't know, 0.7 maybe, and we'll reduce metallic to 0.3. Okay, that looks a little bit better. And it's a little difficult to, oh, we didn't even plug it in. Okay, that's why. Okay, sure, let's just see how it looks. Now, I'm gonna move this, and what you could do is you can actually keep it here, and you know, you can press play and see it stays there. It doesn't go. Or you could minimize it, or you could even close it from here or from here. But in my opinion, the best thing to do is boom, now you have both here. You've got level and you've got material. So what you could do, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna plug the material into the walls in the same way. So either like that, or you drag it any way you like, and actually it looks really nice. I really like it. I'm surprised. Okay, so what you could do as well, just to speed things up, is shift click everything and put it in. And there you go, you've got walls that are colored now. And you can do the same thing for a roof and a ceiling. What did I just say? A roof and a floor, sorry. And over here you can do the same thing as well, but what about the roof and ceiling? So you know what, let's just go ahead and click everything. I just wanted to show you how to make a material. Okay, that scared me a little bit. I was surprised. Now what you could do as well is, I'm just gonna move it here. It's gonna be a little difficult to see everything, but I'm gonna show you. If you change it here, you know what? Let's just close that. Control Z to get it back to what it was, and basically, I think they're the same, right? The old and the new, because I didn't make any changes. You can drag it here, and now it is saved. It is saved. That's a new one. And you can actually name it whatever you want, so that if you go to any other material, you can have the exact same color already here. Or if you have several, let's just duplicate to show you. If you have several, you can click whichever one you want. I'm of course going to delete these. Delete, confirm, delete, confirm. We're going to rename it to light blue or wall blue. How's that? Blue. Okay. Wall blue, that was, alright, that works. I think I put 2 E's, but it's okay. So we're gonna go with red now and hit apply, and it immediately changes it in your game world, which also looks really nice. I'm surprised I did so well with the walls. Okay, and we're gonna save this as well. There we go. So now we have 2. Let's name this as well. I'm not sure what's happening here. Let's just blue, please. Thank you. Okay. Basically, you have both of them now together. So we should name it wall blue rad, but Okay, that's fine. I really like that. That's actually news to me. Like I said, I'm very new to this myself. So now what we're going to do is make materials for up and down. Um, let's just turn this back. Okay, apply. No, I don't know. I like the red quite a lot as well. Anywho, so we're going to close this. So we're going to go ahead and close this. And we're going to go to the starter content to pick some custom made, not custom made, but professionally made materials. Just so you guys see how complicated it can be. So let's see what look nice. We're gonna go with, I don't know, we're gonna go with this, I guess, over here. It surprisingly matches. Wow, I'm surprised. Maybe I'm just wrong and it doesn't match at all. I don't like it too much. Oh, that's another way you can actually click the material and put the material directly onto the item, or you can click on the item, and also known as asset. That's the actual term for it, by the way, asset. So you can do what we did, which is like this, or drag it here, or you can drag it directly onto this thing. This looks horrible, I know that much. How's this? See, nothing really matches the blue, I feel, but it doesn't have to match. We're gonna stick with this, that looks alright. And we're gonna throw this on. And what about you? How's you? I don't know, I don't think it looks nice, but doesn't matter. Okay, great, great. And as for the stairs, let's just throw something really strange on it. How's that? That looks horrible, actually, doesn't it? Especially from this angle, doesn't look jagged at all. How do you look? No, still bad. That looks fine. That looks good enough. It works. Or do we want a wooden sort of thing as well for this? This looks bad. No. No. Okay. What was it that I just stumbled on that was actually okay? This looks nice, if that was what I picked initially. Maybe it's a little too reflective. So what you could do is you can take any one of these materials and edit them any way you like. And how do you do that? You take it to your own folder and you say copy. Don't move it, because then it gets very unorganized. So now we have this here, and we're going to rename it to stairs. Okay, so that's our stairs, and just to show you how complicated it can be, and this is actually not that bad compared to some of the others that I have seen. So you've got quite a lot going here, then they do some more stuff here and here. And what's going on here? This was hid. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and increase the roughness by 0.5. So let's try this. How does this look? We'll hit apply, and real time it'll render it, and we'll see how it looks. Is that actually how it looks? Let's press play and find out. Okay, it looks okay. It looks okay. We clearly need a lot more lighting, and we can do that very easily by just, Alt and light. But I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Let's see how long we are. We are at 1 hour and 10 minutes approximately. So yeah, basically you already know how to do quite a lot, but you do need a lot more details on everything that you've learned today. And basically don't follow me. Don't do it, not me. Instead, I'm gonna send you a link. It'll be in the description, I should say, and it'll be the person who taught me a lot of the things I showed you here today. Not everything, because I did look through a lot more videos. It wasn't just one person, but this guy was definitely the best, and I think you guys will appreciate his work just as much as I did if you're interested. So yeah, there we go. We're done here. Except No, you're not. We're done. We're done.